Hey, we are at another location here. This location is the other end of the Paulins Kill River that we fished the Paulins Kill on the, I knew that was going to happen. We fished the other end of the Paulins Kill River. We got ourselves a cup of coffee. I don't normally get any access to where we're going right now because the trees are all up. But because we are in the wintertime, all the high grass is down. So we're gonna try to take advantage of that and get some fishing in. We're taking out 2 mojo bass now. We have our spin bait. We're gonna try a drop shot. So here we go. Come along, let's go for a walk. We'll have some coffee too. I've taken the side-by-side on the other side of the river almost all the way down. And there's a crossover here that I have not been able to go through. I think I'm going to be able to access this where I haven't been before. It's kind of a steep drop-off. With having all those tree limbs down and stuff, where the high brush, I think I do pretty good here. And I want to take advantage of those pools. I've fished this whole area here and it's really nice. You can see how pretty it is. So I'm hoping I can get down close enough to that area. We're gonna be down by this pipe over here. I see a spot that I may be able to access it. Otherwise, I mean, that's a pretty steep drop. And we got a lot of options here. There's a lot to catch here, a lot to catch. And it looks really nice. The water looks good. Not a huge, fast flow, which could be good for us. Love to be able to get right on that nice little island down there. I don't know if you can see it or not. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't think we're going to be able to access that. But I think we got some fish hanging out in there. You can see I got a steep drop off. We're going to try to make this work. Gonna try to make this work. Trying to keep my eyes open as I come down here. If I see anything, any fish from here, the water's super clear. But I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it down there. It's pretty steep. Hoping I can find some nice accessible area here. I thought I would have come by it by now, but all right, well, this might be it. That might be about all we're gonna get. We'll use that as our second option. Let's get a little deeper. Get a little deeper in, see if we can find something that's a little less steep. How about here? That looks just about as steep, but we got a nice spot over there. Let's make our way down here a little bit more. So there used to be a dam here. And you can kind of see where the dam was. They actually just cut it right down. And they're trying to restore the Paulins Kill. All right, that looks pretty good there. Let's see if it's possible to do this without spilling my cup of coffee. Definitely. It's going to be, if I go down, it's going to be a soft landing. If I go down, it's going to be a soft landing. Bit gushy. Not sure where the best spot's going to be. What do you guys think? I'm thinking right after those rocks will be a nice spot. What do you think? A nice little opening there? Let's get to the water and then we can walk the bank. I know I'm going back zig-zagging. Kind of zigzagging here. Okay, this is looking pretty good to me. Looking real good to me. Pretty. Really pretty. So you can see they cut this area up over here. That used to go all the way across. And it used to be pretty much a a lake on the other side here for a while. So we're gonna get to where it's a little deeper here. Gonna be a little easier to walk when I'm on the edge of the lake here, or river I should say. We're gonna get to this area up here where it kind of calms down. So this is what we're gonna be working with. So if you take a look at what we're looking at as far as the ground cover goes, it gets a little bit deeper over here. It's a bit shallower than I thought. And it starts to deepen out here though. You can see it deepening out. So we'll try to get a little further. Man, I would love to be able to get over that little island. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. Here's where we're at. Let's start off with the spin, and we'll bring the drop shot in. I like that. I like that. Pretty pleased with that. Pretty pleased with my cast distance. You can see we have a little deep section here. Now that I'm here, I can think of a couple different lures I'd rather have. But we have what we have. Drop shot's going to be interesting. This is a lot shallower than I thought it would be. See if we can get right behind this rock here. Yeah, this is not good. We're bottoming out big time. I thought it was going to be a little deeper here. Okay, let's see if we can make our way up. I'm pretty sure I can go along the. I don't think I'm going to be able to go along those rocks. We'll take a look-see here. Let's walk up here a little bit. We'll leave our rod and our coffee here. Well, actually, we'll take a sip of coffee, because why wouldn't we? So we got over here. Go ahead and fish this little spot. So we got some walleye in here. Smallmouth bass, which led me to bring in the spin. Drop shot. I know the smallmouth are always interested in the drop shots. Done well with those. Done well with the spin baits. So this is not going like I thought it would at all. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a part of me that just wants to go right over this, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Okay. I almost feel, I'm not going to lie to you, I feel a little bit silly. What do we got here? What do we got here? I feel a bit silly actually using what I have here. I'll cast it a few more times just because all I have other than this is the drop shot. You know, I feel like a spin bait could actually be very effective here. And I think I'm going to lose this spin bait, and I actually like the spin bait. Yep. We got it. So I wasn't thinking so much spinner bait when I grabbed this. I was thinking more of like a regular spinner. Unfortunately, when my pop was up, he took my trout kit with him, and it has all my spinners in it. So it kind of leaves us with what we have here. And I thought, well, you know what? This is a pretty small spin. Let's see if it will do anything. All right, so let's get this guy out of here. Oh, boy, did that clean up. Ooh, I thought we were in trouble there. We're going to tighten that up a little bit. Okay, well, let's make a move. This is not the spot for what we're doing here. We need a lot deeper water, and I thought it was going to be much deeper than it is. So I'm not saying we couldn't catch a fish here, but I'm saying we can't catch a fish here. let's move on up here a little bit more. Maybe what I'll do is I'll come up here a little bit and I'll drag up from that rock up with the drop shot. Let's give that a shot. Put this guy down. Okay. We're gonna cast right to that rock. We're gonna drag that right in. I almost want to try to hit that rock. Perfect cast. Perfect cast. Now, as I'm bringing this through, I'm dragging that weight down. My fish should be looking like it's trying to swim upstream super slow if everything's going the way it's supposed to be going. So we're going to be able to drag out this hole here, and then we'll move on up the river a little bit. It's pretty soft bottom there. I was expecting until we start coming up that incline, you can really feel that bottom. Super soft. And we got our hook isn't quite right here. Yeah, our fish should look like it's kind of trying to swim along here. Okay, let's move up the river a little bit. We're gonna see if we can get in between those rocks. I don't know if you can see where we're talking about here. Got a spot right over there. Got a nice deep spot there. We're gonna see if we can exploit that area. And we got 19, almost 20 minutes on this. Actually, that's 20 minutes. Let's make a cutoff here. Okay, so we got ourselves to a really nice area here. Water's moving pretty quick, and I'm okay with that. We're gonna try that spot too. We're going here with the drop shot. I don't know if I'm completely excited about how my hook's lining up, but we're gonna give him a shot. You can see it's actually slippery. This mud is slick. We're gonna see if we can just drag him through. We got a lot of opportunity here to lose our bait, that's for sure. Yeah, moving just a little quick for my technique here, but we'll try again. So basically we have a little Kitech there. He's swimming along, and we're just keeping him above the ground here. There is a rock there, so I'm going to go ahead and allow that to go beyond that rock so we don't get tied up into there. And if I'd like to see if I can get this guy to kind of swim behind this rock a little bit, kind of settle down. Not all upset about that. I'd like to see if I can drop in right behind this rock, see if I can kind of let him kind of hang a little bit. You can see my little fish. It looks like he's trying to swim for dear life. Here he comes. And that's the presentation we want. So this can go 2 days. The fish can look at it and be like, yeah, we don't think so. They're not here yet. Uh-oh. We're not seeing that swimming around here yet. We haven't seen a fish swim at all. Or it could be like, holy shit, there's a fish. I haven't seen a fish in months. I'm getting them. So we have two thought processes here of what the fish could think when they see this guy swim by. He's moving pretty quick down here, so if a fish wants him, he's gonna have to run after him and get him. That's for sure. So I think I want to get in that next flat area. It just looks a lot calmer to me. Maybe a bit deeper. I would say probably the deepest depth here maybe is up to my hips, so say about 3 feet or so. Okay. So my thinking is, let's come up. We're gonna go up and around. We'll see you when we get to the other section. So as I was walking up, I could see some of this banking, this edging, and I have a lot of this over at my other spot. So I thought this would be a very good spot to maybe throw in the spinner and see if he can do something here. I'm tempted to walk right out on this little ledge here, but this ledge could collapse on me too. Oh, feeling pretty good about it. Feeling pretty good about it. Our depth is better. That was probably a rock bump, but boy, did it feel like a hit. That felt like a hit. I didn't think it would be another good spot here, but this is feeling pretty good to me. We're bouncing the rocks a bit, which is okay. I'm cool with that. A lot deeper here than I thought. When I was at the other section, only about a few feet down, this all looked fairly shallow to me, but now that I'm here, I would say we're probably, dare I say, 5.5 feet maybe. You know, rivers are very good areas if you want to lose lures. You definitely got a chance. You got to take chances with your lures. You got to know that there's a very good possibility that you could lose your lures in the river. I've been pretty safe so far, but it can certainly happen, and you got to be okay with that. If you're going to fish the river system, you have to be aware that that is a very good possibility. So basically all I'm doing here is just trying to keep my guy from hitting the ground. I'm trying to let the current kind of get him going, but I want those spinners spinning. We are hitting it. This is not the norm. I mean, usually, as I said, I have like a rooster tail on or something like that. But I said, what the heck, I got the thing. All my rooster tails are in South Carolina right now. I think my dad's going to be mailing it to me. But yeah, so we're just going to let this guy slow it down. And we're going to just bring him up nice and slow. Keep him off the ground best we can. And yeah, the current's very fast here. Very, very fast. My thinking here is I'm not interested in trout. I really am not. My interest is smallmouth and walleye. If I happen to catch a trout, okay, so be it. But that's not my target. I'm not really interested in them. kind of a softy, kind of, yeah, you know, hey, listen, like I said, if I catch one, I catch one, but that's not the fight I'm looking for. The walleye gives me a nice fight. The smallmouth, incredible fight. And that's really what we're going for here. Okay, we're gonna make a change here. I'm going to move further up river. And see if we can't get in that spot to do some drop shot fishing. Basically, I want to get right after that, right after we see that ripple. This mud that we're walking on right here is slippery. So I'm trying to watch my step at the same time. You can see how high the water was. This was all underwater just a few weeks ago. Now that concrete patch looks inviting. Actually, that's a big rock. It looks very inviting, but I'm telling you, I just know we're gonna get hung up in there. So, as I said, I'd like to get to that flat section there and see if we can't bring something in. And we may have to take the high ground here. We may have to go up higher. Yeah, we're gonna have to get up higher. I'll tell you, this is a tough trek. There's a lot of spots where the ground is just kind of sinks in. And if I go down, tell my family I love them. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. We're gonna get back up a little higher. I'm actually walking bogs right now. Okay. Really gotta, what? There's a bog right there. I was just gonna say, you really gotta watch your step as I'm falling through the bogs. You can see all these crevices. There's like little valleys here and I'm falling right in them. And it gives your body quite a twist when you fall in them. You're expecting to step on hard ground and you go flopping in. Okay, here's where we're looking at. Oh, there's another one. Boy, you can't take your mind off of it for a minute. Well, let's hope this trek will produce some fish. Otherwise, it was a real risk. And that's what I'm talking about. Right there. As you can see, my foot's down about 2 feet. And it just doesn't show. Got all this high grass here, so this high grass is leading me. I just fallen again. All right. We successfully gotten over here. We fell through some of those holes a couple times. It just got to a point where it was getting a little scary, actually. I didn't want to get hurt, and you could break a leg here easily. So here's where we're at. Looks real good to me. We're gonna throw a drop shot in here a little bit. We'll test the water, see what depths are and stuff like that. I'm a little above the height of the water that I'd like to be. I think I'd rather be a little bit a little closer to the water's edge, but as you can see, I'm kind of up maybe 3 feet above the water, maybe 4 feet above the water line. It's not to my liking, but it is what it is. And we're gonna work at the drop shot first and then see what happens. Okay, the first cast is out with the drop shot, and I'm liking the speed of the water. It slowed down quite a bit here. Okay, we still got some speed here, but overall I'm feeling pretty good about the speed. And I think the further I work it up, the better I'm going to feel about it. So let's get this back over here and see how we can do in an area up this way. Like, I'd like to be the reason that the fish is moving, not so much the current. But right now I can feel it's a little bit of me and the current. If you haven't drop shot fished before, let me tell you, I encourage it. Everybody wants this high vis line. This is the reason for it. This is so you know you got good tension on that line. And this is why you would buy a high vis line. A lot of people just like it because, well, it's kind of cool looking, but you want to be able to see where your line is and make sure that you're taut. Make sure that you're not just letting your fish or your lure bottom out. You want to make sure he's up and doing his swimming thing. So this is a very good way of doing that. I don't normally drop shot rivers, to be honest with you, but I've had some success in Delaware, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is the new best thing. Maybe something the fish haven't seen before. And that's really what we're trying to do too, is you're trying to fish them a little different than maybe what they're used to. Although I don't think we get a lot of fishermen in this area, which is nice. I'm sure if you fished anywhere and you have an off day, you're like, oh, I'm never going there again. Oh, this could be it. This could be it. We got it. No, we didn't. My line got a little whacked out here, so. There we go. So we're hung up on a rock here with my drop. Upstream a little bit and see if we can get them. We're going to leave the rest of our stuff here. We'll be back. Actually, the coffee cup's going to be my biggest reminder of where we're at. Be great if I have a fish stuck on, but it's not feeling that way. Got it. I either got it or broke the line. Yep, broke the line. Pulled the hook right off. Yeah, so I guess if you were going to ask for a best case scenario, pretty close to it. It broke the line on our, you can see it broke our line right where it goes around the hook. So this is inoperable. And we'll do some spinnerbait fishing here. You know, the crazy thing is, I brought other plastics. I didn't bring another hook. I thought maybe we might lose a plastic. Did not think we'd be losing a hook. Okay, so we're on to spin bait here. Now, when you're running spinners for trout, I think they're really looking for like buggy looking things. So this is certainly set more for a fish that attacks fish. Not saying that a trout wouldn't, but a trout probably wouldn't. Okay, I think that's going to be about it. We tried today. We'll do a little more walking up, see if we can find a good break. You can see we have a trail, but it's up higher there. So we're going to see if we can find that area where the trail breaks out. Actually, I don't even know if the trail's there anymore. Yeah, I think it is. So yeah, we'll keep walking here a little bit. Maybe we'll see another section that looks good to us. I think we're done with this coffee. We can spill that out. the further up I go, the slower the water seems to be moving. I'm gonna move to this spot here. I'm eyeing this up and I'm liking it. So here's the thing. I'm usually on the other section of this river, and the other section of the river I fish is quite deep compared to this side. So one of the things these fish have to deal with is they have to get through a tremendous amount of rocks to get over to this section. So I don't know if all the fish are really going to even be interested in trying to get through some of the crap they have to go through. When they went to go fix this up, there's a shallow area that actually made it very difficult for the fish to move. And this is all supposed to be about having the fish move from spot to spot. And quite frankly, I think they kind of ruined it. We had a really nice lake system. You know, a lot of people were utilizing it for kayaking and fishing. And it was a nice big area. A lot of people really loved it. And they decided to take the dam out and basically reduce the lake to a flowing river to help with the movement of the fish. Well, basically what it did is it washed all the fish right out of the area into the Delaware, and once they hit that Delaware, that was it. They couldn't get back in here. They were way too far downriver by that point. So it actually emptied this area out of fish. But maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted the fish to get to the Delaware. They certainly did. And the fishing here has probably gone down by about 70%. So days that you can catch 3 or 4 fish, you'll be lucky to catch 1. But if I pull out a nice big walleye or a nice big smallmouth, maybe it'll all be for naught. Well, we'll see. Down to a spin bait, which I didn't really think that you know, I thought I would be in deeper water, so I was gonna have a little more success, thinking that a spin bait might be the way to go. But you know, really with the shallowness of the water, I'm not sure this is the way to go. It's moving the way I want. Maybe we'll throw a different color on. Got a couple other colors. What do you think? Couldn't hurt, right? I'll switch that chartreuse off there, white and chartreuse. For a purple people eater. Purple people eater. That's subtle. But you never know. Sometimes subtle changes make the difference. I don't know about you. I know there's a lot of us that are like, oh, I'm not catching fish. Why am I even out here? But I gotta tell you, I enjoy being outdoors. The temperatures are not crazy. I'm having a nice time. You know, getting me ready for the spring for my casting. Well, I'm hoping that we're gonna bring one in and you'll be all excited. Be like, now this is why I watch Kirk's channel. You know, I was hoping that the spinner would do its thing and maybe, you know, get some flash. We got the sun shining, and but no, it's not really doing much for us. As I said, you know, I'm getting some casting going, you know, and that's good for practice. You know, like I said, pretty soon we're going to be on the boats. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for here. Let me get back to the trail and we'll talk again. It's been a tough one. It's been a tough one. I mean, beautiful area. I'm enjoying myself. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was enjoying myself. You know, kind of sucks I lost a drop shot hook, but didn't lose the weight. The hook's the cheap part. Those tungsten weights, they're pricey, so happy to bring that back. And actually I brought my whole leader back. I can pretty much retie that and reset that. So let's get back up to the truck. You can see the trails up that way. You can see all these trees I was talking about. All these trees have been put here by the state, and you can just see how many of them got destroyed from the floods. It's kind of a shame. A lot of money went into this project, and yeah, I'm having a tough time here. I'm trying to get back. Unfortunately, the trail, oh wait, hold on a second. As I look here, it does look like I have an opening. I'm not seeing many other openings, so maybe we'll see if we can get up through that spot, because what's happening here is I'm walking on these bogs, and a lot of these bogs are sinking down on me, and I'm really nervous I'm going to get injured. So let's see what we got here. Definitely looks a bit like a trail. Can we get through here? Okay, here's where we get trekking. Wrapped up pretty good here. I'm pretty sure once we get above this line here, and it looks pretty pickery. Oh boy, here we go. Pretty pickery. We're gonna have a lot of pickers to deal with here, but once we get on that trail, I think it's gonna be safer to walk on that trail, unless there's a big ass black bear up there. Let's hope not. Success. All right, we're on the trail. Oh boy, doesn't that make life easier. It'd be a lot safer walking on this trail than through those bogs. I'll tell you, I fell through those bogs probably 4 or 5 times, and when you go down, it's such a shock on your body because you're dropping like 2 feet. It's like if you ever walk downstairs and you missed a step and it just jars you, it goes right through your body. That's exactly what was happening there for me. So I knew, I mean, look how the distance I'd have to walk. I just knew it wasn't a good idea. It wasn't going to be a safe way of getting through there. So, you know, I decided to take a risk of climbing up this incline here. You can see we're pretty steep. It doesn't look steep on there, but it's steep. And yeah, we're up here and I feel a lot better about it. I mean, I'd rather risk it hurt one time and know it than go through like blind. It's like walking through a minefield. So I made a stop here, and this is the power plant that we were talking about. And you can see all down in this section here, that was basically the beginning of a lake. So yeah, it's quite a bit different now. And you know, they put a ton of money here. This used to be this used to be a dam, and the dam used to be right there and it used to come straight across, and it used to power this power plant, which is now no longer a plant like it used to be. They just basically plugged it in. A lot of history. It hadn't been used in some time. It was really fun to walk with. You could always get the wife out here to go for a walk here, which was kind of nice. But you know, that's it. And here's what it used to look like. Here's some before and after. And yeah, in my opinion, they really ruined it. Actually, this is one of the spots that I fish, oddly enough. Okay, we're making our way back here to the truck. We did get to see some cool stuff, you know, so I'm not terribly disappointed with today. You know, obviously, as most of us, sure is great to catch fish. but they were hitting today. And maybe, you know, I mean, it's not the optimum stuff to be fishing in with the river, but I'm fishing for, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there like, oh man, I'd be using this and this for, but you know, most of us were fishing rivers, we're going for the trout. And I'm strictly really going for those bass, but the bass just aren't hitting, not yet anyway. Still kind of cold. Yeah, it's not always going to be to our liking, that's for sure. So I'm going to tie this guy back on. I really appreciate you guys watching. I don't know if this video is coming out or not. Maybe if nothing else, it'll just show a few areas that we get to fish here in northwest New Jersey. Now a lot of people think New Jersey, well, you know, not going to have very good fishing, and we didn't really have good fishing today, but we have very nice areas to fish, and these are all within maybe just a mile or two from my house. So I really enjoy coming to these spots. You know, as it warms up a bit, they're a little more lucrative as far as catching fish. But really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again. This is me smiling.